In this podcast episode, Ben Shapiro discusses the significant changes occurring at MSNBC, particularly the cancellation of Joy Reid's show, The ReidOut. Shapiro expresses mixed feelings about Reid's departure, suggesting that her commentary, while often misguided, contributed to the network's identity. He notes that Reid's show was primarily driven by her opinions, which he characterizes as asinine. The cancellation is part of a broader shift at MSNBC, which is reportedly moving further left, despite claims from its leadership that they will not shift toward the center. Shapiro highlights the network's decision to promote figures like Psaki and Simone, indicating a continued commitment to progressive viewpoints. Shapiro transitions to a discussion about the Democratic Party's current challenges, emphasizing that they are struggling to find a coherent direction. He cites polling data indicating that the party's favorability is at a record low, with many voters expressing dissatisfaction with President Biden's leadership. Shapiro argues that the Democrats are trapped in a cycle of identity politics and immigration issues, which complicates their ability to appeal to a broader electorate. He references former Clinton advisor Mark Penn, who notes that the party's unpopularity is unprecedented in his lifetime. The podcast also touches on the internal debates within the Democratic Party regarding their future leadership. Shapiro questions whether they should revert to more moderate figures like Biden or continue to support progressive candidates like Kamala Harris. He critiques Harris's recent public appearances, suggesting that her rhetoric lacks substance and fails to resonate with voters. Shapiro argues that the party's inability to consolidate around a clear message is detrimental to their prospects in upcoming elections. Shapiro shifts the conversation to economic issues, highlighting concerns about inflation and the overall state of the economy. He points out that Warren Buffett is holding a significant amount of cash, indicating a lack of confidence in the current market. Shapiro warns that both the stock and real estate markets are showing signs of being overvalued, which could lead to economic instability. He emphasizes that the key to economic recovery lies in productivity gains and regulatory reform, rather than merely addressing waste and fraud in government spending. In this context, Shapiro discusses President Trump's approach to foreign policy, particularly regarding Ukraine. He notes that Trump has been critical of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, suggesting that the U.S. should reconsider its support for Ukraine. Shapiro argues that Trump's strategy is focused on negotiating peace rather than prolonging conflict, which he believes is a more pragmatic approach. He contrasts this with the Democrats' handling of the situation, suggesting that they have failed to provide a viable alternative to Trump's proposals. The podcast also covers Trump's recent firings of top military officials, including Air Force General C.Q. Brown Jr. Shapiro frames these actions as part of Trump's effort to prioritize merit over diversity in military leadership. He argues that the firings are not unprecedented and that past presidents have similarly made changes to military leadership based on their policy priorities. Shapiro defends Trump's approach, asserting that it is essential for military leaders to align with the president's vision for national security. Shapiro critiques the Democratic response to these firings, particularly from figures like Susan Rice, who claim that Trump is politicizing the military. He argues that the military has always been subject to civilian control and that changes in leadership are a normal part of the political process. Shapiro emphasizes that Trump's focus is on ensuring that military leaders follow lawful orders that align with his administration's goals. In a segment featuring guest Michael Knowles, Shapiro discusses the potential implications of Pope Francis's declining health. Knowles provides insight into the process of selecting a new pope, explaining that the College of Cardinals will convene in a conclave to elect a successor. He notes that while many of the cardinals appointed by Francis lean left, there are still conservative candidates who could emerge as contenders for the papacy. Knowles emphasizes the importance of understanding the nuances within the College of Cardinals, as not all members fit neatly into left or right categories. The conversation touches on the broader implications of Francis's leadership style and the direction of the Catholic Church. Knowles expresses concern that the Church has strayed from its core teachings under Francis's influence, particularly regarding social issues. He suggests that the next pope could play a crucial role in redefining the Church's stance on various matters, including its approach to traditional values.